launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs, and we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Friday, April 29th, 2022. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. At this point, we're less than 24 hours away from finally kicking off the action at the Arnold South America. But if you're still in the market for a dark horse to hitch your wagon to, Emir Omeragic might end up being your best bet. A few days ago, Emir caught everyone's surprise when he released this progress photo 6 days out from his season debut, where we see the second-year standout looking like he's ready to come in and make his presence felt. Even though we had a small sample size from him during last year's rookie campaign, and the 2 times we did see him, he managed to crack the top 5 in lineups that included athletes who ended up competing on the Olympia stage a few weeks later. And that alone speaks volumes about the sort of talent he has. So this year's version is an improvement of what we saw at the tail end of last season. His streak of consecutive top 5 finishes won't be coming to an end this weekend. Someone emailed a question a few days ago that I thought would be a good topic to share on the show, so here it is. Do you think that Kamal El Gargni can win back the 212 Olympia title this year? Even though it's been more than 2 years since Kamal was in the driver's seat of the division, and we've seen guys like Derek Lunsford and Sean Clarita stake their claim at the top, the truth of the matter is that Kamal really wasn't that far away from landing in the winner's circle again at either one of these shows. And that doesn't even take into account the fact that he already seems to be well ahead of the pace he set last year, when he was also pretty damn good. So whether or not pretty damn good will be good enough to win this year remains yet to be seen. But considering how fluid this title race has been for the last 3 years, I don't think we can 100% rule out Kamal finding a way to scratch and claw his way back to the top. I know that we're still a few weeks away from the Indy Pro, but I'll tell you what, Charles Griffin is making an awfully strong case for himself right now as the early favorite. Even though we saw an improved version of Charles last year at the Tampa Pro, what we're seeing now blows that look completely out of the water, because you can make a legitimate case for him being better in every single category all the way across the board. He's bigger, his waist is noticeably smaller, and at this point it looks like his conditioning is on track to be better too. So even if we do see someone like Justin Rodriguez come in and knock one out of the park, that still might not be enough to keep Charles from running away with this one in a landslide. Now, with that being said, Charles Griffin might not even be the most improved athlete in the Indy Pro lineup, because the changes that we've seen from Blessing Awodibu from last year to this year are almost even more impressive. In fact, the work that Blessing has done so far is so impressive that it garnered comments from athletes like Nick Walker, who's gone on the record to say that he believes that Blessing is going to surprise some people this season. On paper, it looks like the open lineup at Indy will be a little more top-heavy than it was last year, which will make cracking the top 5 again even more of a challenge. But if he shows up and proves that he knows how to pull it all together when it counts, I think it'll pave the way for him to keep getting better throughout the season. And at that point, you never know what might happen. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.